Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit of the WoW podcast, Blue Please on CynicalBrit.com. Let's have a look at some tier 11, shall we? I've split this up into 4 videos based on armor type. We're going to start with cloth right here, and the reason I've done that is just so it's easier for people to have a look at the one that they want to do, and because otherwise it would be about 50 minutes long. I'm going to go in depth on stats as well as set bonuses and the alternate sets for the various specs available. I'm going to get this kicked off with the Warlock, as modelled by a dwarf. Yes, indeed. A little bit crooked on the horns there. It's a very odd-looking hood, although I am a fan of the shoulder pads, I must say. It's good stuff. Now, before we do that, that's your Stormwake. That's probably going to be your caster sword of choice right there. And you've also got a nice offhand with that. I'll show you more of that later. The name of your set is Shadow Flame. This is the hood for it. It's 512 stam, 281 intellect, a meta and a blue with 30 crit strike rating bonus, 208 mastery and 188 haste. Here's your set bonuses. 2 gets your reduced cast time on Chaos Bolt, Hand of Gul'dan and Haunt by 10%. And your 4-piece gives you this. Periodic damage from your immolating unstable affliction spells has a 2% chance to cause your next Fell Flame spell to be a guaranteed crit. Oh yes, indeed. Fell Flame is your little instant cast now that you can do as a Warlock. Watch the Warlock guides for more info on that. He has the Mantle, 380 stam, 233 intellect, red socket with a 10 haste bonus, and we've also got 169 haste and 149 hit. That's good stuff. Gloves, 380 stamina, 233 intellect, a yellow socket with plus 10 mastery rating, 149 crit, and 169 mastery from the Shadow Flame hand ramps. On to this one, the legs. 512 stamina, 301 intellect, yellow socket and a red socket with plus 20 intellect bonus. We've also got 228 haste and 188 hit. That's the Shadow Flame leggings. Now, this is an untiered piece of equipment that for some reason is on the pre-made. It's 512 stam, 301 int, yellow and blue sockets with plus 20 in bonus, 228 mastery and 188 hit rating. This is not the only class that's got a non-tiered chest piece. I don't know why it's not on the pre-made. Your weapon, Stormwake, the Tempest's Reach of the Wildfire, 219 stam, 146 int, 97 hit, 97 crit, and 1954 is your spell power rating on that one. This will probably be your go-to weapon. Of course, there are alternatives. You'll see a few in this particular video. And the offhand Book of Binding Will, 286 stamina, 190 intellect, 127 on haste and hit rating as well. All of these are 359 and can be acquired by the entry-level raiders in the basic raid dungeons. Moving on to the Mage. Now, a lot of people actually like this one. I personally am not a massive fan of it. I do like the shoulder pads, but the faceplate just looks very, very silly indeed. The version I saw, which I think was a recolor for the heroic version, was actually bright orange, and it looked like a Halloween jack-o'-lantern suit. I wasn't massively impressed by it. I like the gloves, though. I mean, look at those. A lot of detail on that. That's very, very good indeed. No doubt you guys will have opinions on this. Please, by all means, leave them in the comments section below. Let's have a look at some stats, shall we? We'll kick it off with the headpiece. The set is called Fire Lords. Fire Lord's hood has 512 stamina, 281 intellect, meta and a blue with plus 30 crit, and we've also got 208 mastery and 188 haste. Set bonus 2 increases the critical strike chance of arcane missiles, ice lance, and pyro by 5%. And your 4-piece bonus is reduces the cast time of Arcane Blast, Fireball, Frost Firebolt, and Frostbolt by 10%. You'll notice the headpiece's identical stats to the Warlock. Shoulders, Firelord's Mantle, 380 stamina, 233 intellect, plus 10 haste rating on this red socket, and we've got 169 haste and 149 hit rating. Firelord's Robes, 512 stamina, 301 intellect, red socket and a blue socket with plus 20 intellect bonus, 218 crit, and 198 haste. I think you're seeing a theme when it comes to the stats here. Firelord's Gloves, 380 stamina, 233 intellect, a yellow socket with a plus 10 mastery rating bonus, and you get 149 crit and 169 mastery. And the legs, Firelord's Leggings, 512 stamina, 301 intellect, yellow and a red socket with plus 20 intellect bonus, 228 haste, and 188 hit. Weapons-wise, Stormwake once again, and you've also got the Book of Binding Will, which we showed you earlier. Okay, on to the Priest. In this particular set, it looks like you're constantly being drowned by your own helmet. It's a little bit awkward for you. We'll have a look at that. Ooh, it's a nice cloak in the background as well. You may have noticed that Blizzard has gone out of their way to make some decent cloak designs this time around. I do appreciate that. Aside from that, it also looks like you've got a couple of burning blue braziers on your shoulders, which are dripping something, Lord knows what. You know, that could really make a mess of the carpet. Okay, folks, this, needless to say, is the healing set Mercurial Cowl right here, 512 stamina, 281 intellect, 228 spirit, meta in a blue with a plus 30 int bonus and 168 crit strike. The set bonus, number 2, increases the crit strike of your heal by 5%. Number 4, each time your penance spell heals a target with weakened soul, you gain 540 spirit for 10 seconds. Also being in chakra state gives you 540 spirit for the duration of the chakra. Right, Mercurial Mantle, 380 stamina, 233 intellect, and 169 spirit. A yellow socket with a plus 10 intellect bonus, and 149 haste for that one. There's your shoulders. Okay, we'll go on to the chest. The Mercurial Robes, 512 stamina, 301 intellect, and 198 spirit. Red socket and a yellow with plus 20 spirit bonus, and you've also got 218 crit strike rating. Here's the gloves, 380 stamina, 233 int, and 169 spirit. A blue socket with plus 10 int bonus, and 149 mastery. The Mercurial leg wraps have 512 stamina, 301 intellect, 228 spirit, a red and a blue socket with plus 20 spirit bonus, and 188 mastery. Here's a nice healing mace for you, folks. It's called Andorus, Fist of the Dragon King. It's got 219 stamina, 146 intellect, 97 spirit, 97 mastery, and 1954 spell power. Your Scepter of Ice in your offhand with 286 stamina, 190 intellect, 127 spirit, and 127 mastery rating. Those two both have spirit on them, so of course they are a little bit more suited to healers, as is that offhand, which is why you take that as opposed to the Book of Binding Will. Okay, that's not all, because we're going to be looking at the damage set. Mercurial Hood here, 512 stamina, 281 intellect, a meta socket, a blue socket, plus 30 crit strike, 208 mastery, and 288 haste. The two-piece set bonus increases the critical strike chance of your Mind Flay and Mind Seer by 5%, and 4 increases the damage done by your shadowy apparitions by 30%. Shoulder wraps, 380 stamina, 233 intellect, and 149 spirit. A red socket, plus 10 haste rating, and also 169 haste rating total. Bear in mind, of course, spirit equals hit for Shadow Priest, so it is worth having. No doubt about that. Mercurial Gloves, 380 stamina, 233 intellect, a yellow socket with plus 10 mastery rating, 149 crit and 169 mastery on those. Last but by no means least, because we are missing the chest piece on the pre-mades, is 512 stamina on the legs, 301 int, 188 spirit, a yellow socket and a red with plus 20 int bonus, and 228 haste. There's the Shadow Blaze as before. Like I said, this might be optimal, I don't know. There could be other robes available for you. But for some reason, the pre-mades do have this one as opposed to the actual chest piece. And there you go. Okay, an appropriate weapon, folks. What about this? The dagger. It goes by the name of Incineratus. That's a very 40k. 219 stamina, 146 intellect, 97 mastery and haste, and 1954 spell power. Again, the gear is very much standardized across the board for this tier of raiding, and we have a Book of Binding Will in the offhand. Okay, folks, that's a look at the cloth stuff that you have available. That's the tier 11 sets. I will be back with leather, mail, and, of course, plate in future videos. My name's been Total Biscuit, and I will see you next time.